I'll just get out of the shop.
No. No.
Oh no, baby, you got a tick on me.
Oh.
How did I not notice that?
Oh.
Can't get you out of my brain. I guess that nothing has changed. So dreaming of you.
One of my friends tweeted, Lola Rabbit was never created for Space Jam. She just appeared in the animation and no one knew how she got there.
Was she not?
No, she was, I'm sure.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
How personal do you take it if somebody beats you to a ground ball? How personal do you take it if somebody knocks the ball out of your stick after you pick the ground ball up? Fellas, there's a lot to be said about character. What happens when you make a mistake? Do you sit back and you feel sorry for yourself? Or do you ball your fists up and get in a fist fight? Fellas,
Oh.
What?
I didn't know that King Edward V of... What is the V? I'm going to say the 5th of England and Richard of Shrewsbury, Duke of York, were murdered by their uncle. She does look like that.
Murdered by their uncle?
Yeah. Also, I can't get over how she says Ouija. She says Oija? Oiji?
Ew.
Wait. Oji? And I'm like, listen, I don't think that's how you say that. But, you know, who am I to judge? Anyways.
So I wear OG fashion a lot.
OG.
So I'm used to people saying, hey, I like your vampire costume, I like your pirate costume. But my sweet elderly neighbor just told me, oh, I like your fancy outfit. You look like one of those murdered British boys.
But look, she does. So fucked up.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Murdered by their uncle.
Also, maybe OG Fash is something else, because
Maybe it is.
that's not how you spell Ouija.
Is it not? Is it not how you spell it?
OG. Yeah, OG Fash is a thing. That's just looks like murdered.
Ouija just ends with an A?
Ouija is Ouija.
Oh, but look, I'm not the only one confused.
Yeah.
So that's Ouija.
Yeah.
I thought they were one and the same. Because, I mean, gloomy, spooky, aesthetic. I was like, it has to be Ouija. Very strange.
Ouija's... Ouija.
Ouija's Mario's brother. Super Mario.
You leave him alone.
What's that? I can't see.
It's a fortune cookie. You touched it, now you gotta eat it.
Here you go. That's not bad. It's your fortune cookie.
You're not gonna do shit. Where to go? Thank you, Thames Games Twitch, for the follow. Appreciate that.
I'm a ghost. It's haunting the stream.
Yeah.
Really?
My girlfriend actually passed away. It was pretty sad, but you know, I figured
I got mauled
since
by
I can.
a bear.
Yeah, all they found was her pelvis.
My pelvis, my rib cage, the leg. That was it.
Yeah, they found my rib cage too there, which was really weird.
No, it wasn't rib cage. It was Timothy's. Timothy Treadwell.
Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, punished for chlamydia crimes.
As he should be.
Yeah. I left my water bottle, actually. Let me get that.
Oh.
Could have been a taller child.
You should play Emily Wants to Play. What is that?
I've arrived. Nothing has changed. I'm still here. Oh, it's a horror game. Dreaming of
I'll look into it.
you, but I'll get my time.
I'm not the best with horror, so I cannot guarantee that I will be able to do it.
Me and Haley used to play horror all the time. When we were little kids.
I think I know which one it is.
Phew. I was asleep. Oh, I have to wake up early tomorrow.
I'm gonna sip on my Monster.
That's okay, I might die.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Oh my god, it's the spider you were talking about!
Fuck.
No.
Fuck. It's the dog that looks like a clown.
Honestly, I'd rather take the dog.
Yeah, I've seen that
so
before.
shiny.
It's one of them jump scare horror games which I can't handle too well, so
Yeah.
maybe, but no promises.
That sounds pretty cool. There's a card game that I want to play, the silent one where you have to text each other, but I can't remember what it was called, so I have to go back to Guildhall. Not Guildhall. Geekeasy. They're both nerdy though.
Oh, was it at the Geek Easy?
Yeah, I think we talked about it. Wait, you didn't read your fortune, so I can't eat it.
Yeah, I did.
What is it?
It says, you will be advanced socially without any special effort.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't really know what
Weird
it
way
means.
to word that, but
Yeah.
okay.
Which is really funny, actually, because this morning my mom texted me out of nowhere, and she was like, hey, she was like, something about a new fish center or something.
Fish?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was like, a new fish house opened at the center with the Whole Foods up there. Is that the one that I used to work at?
Yeah.
She was like, they're hiring, you think you should come out and meet more people, not just in your room all the time playing games and talking with Andrea. You need to have more of a social life. I'm worried about you. And I was like, first of all, go fuck yourself. Second of all,
Oh no.
look at my fucking fortune now.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, we're vaccinated, so.
I mean, it's not, like, I'm perfecly social. No, it's for you. You were gonna open it. Yeah, you were gonna open it, so it's yours.
I wasn't thinking straight. I was thinking gay. Oh.
Oh, fuck.
I was thinking hetero cisgénero.
Cisgénero. Yeah, I've got a lot of games on backlog, so I'm trying not to buy too many. Or at least like too many new ones.
Spooky.
Interesting. Well, there's text-based game. Huh.
Is that why you thought of it? Because I said that? No.
I don't know, maybe. But yeah, right now I'm playing through Omori, which I'll be resuming tomorrow. And then I've got literally like a billion other games to play. On my desktop alone, I have 23. The whole Batman Arkham series? That's more games than you were just recommending. Also, I played them before and I didn't really like them, so I don't think I'd play them for stream. I got
Fucked up,
them
okay, no.
illegally.
I hear some police sirens outside your door.
It's actually my pussy.
I got a weird fortune. Okay.
What's yours?
You can't look at it or else it won't come true.
The what? I fucking read mine to you. What?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
I really want to remember the name of that card game now.
You said it's...
You have to find a missing girl, but you're not allowed to talk out loud. You can only text each other. Does that make sense while you're in the room?
Oh! We were looking at that one together, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's a very good question.
Simulacra? Is that what it's called? I think it was a card game, though.
Huh. But this does sound...
It's Sarah's Missing. That's what it was. Because you're looking for someone who's missing. I didn't know it was a video game, though. I thought it was a card game, but I guess the video game came out and then card game.
Sarah's Missing card game.
I could have sworn.
Doesn't
Maybe
look
not.
like it. Let's see. Card game or
You're looking for someone who's
silent
missing.
card game
Missing girl.
using texts. Missing girl.
Alice is okay.
Alice
well,
is missing.
Google said fuck you. Alice is missing, so you're in
Yeah.
the right vein. Yeah. Unfortunate.
What made you think about that? What reminded you?
Because it wasn't horror, but it definitely has like a spooky-ish kind of air to it. At least to
Yeah.
me, because I'm like, that'd be so kind of creepy, just like hanging out and then you're all just quiet. I don't know. Maybe reading Getting in the Knife has kind of spooked me because it is.
No, I think it would be a little ominous, at least. Can
Yeah.
anybody talk?
I don't think you can.
Interesting.
It's a bullshit fortune. I have no leadership qualities.
That's a lie. Maybe you'll get promoted or something at work.
I don't think so. I don't see why.
I don't know.
I have been BSing the entire calorie cycle. Don't tell my boss.
That whole thing is BS already.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get some little oil blotting sheets real quick.
You want to use mine?
That's okay. I have the same brand and everything.
The Target one?
Yeah.
Target supplies. But yeah, Tames Games Twitch. Yeah, Tames. I really do just want to get through my current backlog because I have so many to play through before I start getting any new games. So I'll keep all of the ones that you're mentioning in mind. However, I cannot guarantee that I will get to them before the heat death of the universe. So I'll try because I do like to play things that are suggested to me. But I also do want to get through everything that I have already.
Oh, I want to make a list though. That's nice.
Jesus Christ, how are you reading from over there? I can't even read from over here.
2021 vision.
2021, baby.
You can't? Really?
It's sitting here, I can barely read it.
But that's without your glasses.
Well, yeah, but like if I have my glasses, of course, then like, you know, I could read.
I could be standing outside your door and still read it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
What? You want to fuck me so bad it makes you look stupid.
I'm almost certain that I couldn't if I stood over there. But yeah, if you want to make a list, go ahead. You're standing like right here, right?
Yeah.
It's very small, but I can kind of make it out.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I could read. I can read. Not well, but I can read. Okay.
Not well, but I can read. Yeah.
Should have been a taller child. Yeah. I was reading a very interesting. It's not quite related, but I was thinking of horror as a genre, and then I was thinking about dystopian YA as a genre because I'm very, very like. I think eye deep in fantasy right now, which feels great. Makes me feel young and keeps me immortal, you know. And someone made a very good post about how Divergent killed the dystopian YA genre, and it's something I didn't really think about. Divergent. You remember Divergent with Shailene Woodley in the movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the OP was saying that if you really pay attention, there haven't been many good dystopian series coming out after Divergent, because that author completely like screwed over the genre, but the author knew what she was doing.
What, can you elaborate on that?
It's like hard to explain. I might have to pull it up again, but essentially, it's like imagine the bare bones basics of a dystopian like YA novel, and then making it marketable, like making it very, very profitable. And that's what she did, basically. She kind of took the main character that beyond being like strong-willed and like, oh, not like other girls, has no other personality traits beyond that, made houses, you know, like you either join Dauntless or Candor or, you know, the whole idea, you know, the whole trope of having like, you know,
Harry
divisions.
Potter or whatever.
Yeah, like Harry Potter, basically. Had a love interest, had a, oh no, government is bad. Guess we gotta, do something. Are you taking a picture of the list? Oh, gotcha. Oh. Do something about the government, yeah. And so they just absolutely shot the YA dystopian genre because after that, authors who came out with their own series were completely dismissed as derivative of that, if that makes sense. Like, they were like, we already had this like a million times already. Divergent was nail in the coffin, so no one can ever make this again because it's not marketable anymore.
But why was she like the definitive end?
Because Divergent is fucking bad.
Oh. Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, it's so, well, yeah, it's bad because it's just the bare bones basic of like, oh, apocalyptic future, houses that were forced to be put into, conventionally attractive teens, love interest, and that's it. There's no story or plot beyond that.
But that's like, well, I guess that's the point. I was gonna
That's
say
the point.
I was gonna say that that's like all of that.
And it was so bad, but no one can really get back into that genre again. And I thought it was so interesting because I was like, I didn't even pay attention to that. I didn't really pay attention that there weren't that many. Because, you know, Hunger Games came out before that. One of the ones I read before that also came out before Divergent is called Uglies, and that one wasn't marketable because Hollywood didn't know how to make a movie out of that one. Because they didn't want ugly teens, I guess, in their movies. Yeah, this is very interesting. So I was like, OP, you should read Getting in the Ninth. It's not dystopian. It's science fantasy. But holy shit, does it blow all that YA novels out of the water. At least for me, I've never read anything like it before.
That's such an interesting thing to think about.
I was like, but if you think about it... Oh.
Thank you for the host. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for the host.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, I took a picture of the list, and I'm gonna transcribe it onto something else later, off stream probably, and eventually I'll get to it. I won't get to the Batman Arkham series because I don't like it, and I probably also won't do what I'm assuming is Mortal Kombat because I don't have enough of a brain for fighting games except Smash and Guilty Gear. But the other stuff, distant future, Heat Death of the Universe, then tune in, then I'll be playing it.
And it will be a dystopian YA novel.
I'll be sorted into a house.
Sorry to digress. I just thought
No.
very interesting because I was like, oh my god, OP is right.
Yeah. The
Divergent author shot the genre. Like, one person single-handedly shot a genre.
The thing that I know, or like another semi-related thing.
Yeah.
Ursula K. Le Guin, do you know her as an author? So she once wrote this thing where she was big. Did she really?
She did. Keep going.
I liked her.
That's
not
why.
anymore.
That's why I fucked with her, to be honest.
She's also just a really good writer.
Yeah, she's a
like
good writer.
I've read some of her stuff and I was like, wow, this is very like good and interesting. But she wrote this thing about how I don't like remember the specifics of it, but I think she's like a sci-fi writer, right?
Yeah, so it's science fantasy, science fiction.
Yeah, and so people were like, oh, how come you don't, do what everybody else does? How come you guys don't? How come you don't fit into the mold that everybody else does? And she was like, because I'm not a fucking gross white man that just like writes the same shit all the time and tries to make the future a scary thing. And I'm just like, Miss Kayla Gwynn, fuck it up.
Yeah. That's it. I was like, artists or authors, I guess I should say, really subverting that field of like fantasy and fiction and all that. Really, deserve a lot of awards, because especially with Tamsir Muir getting the 9th, that has houses, but it doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? It doesn't
It's
feel
not.
like
It's not a
Harry Potter.
centric.
It
point.
doesn't feel like Divergent, you know, or it doesn't even feel like Hunger Games, you know. Which I'm not saying I watched Hunger Games. I will say that was very well done. Dystopian white, or I don't know. Susan Collins did a lot of good work.
It was a
that.
good story, but it like I think comparatively to like everything else, it still falls very short.
The books or the movies? Because I feel like the books are very different from the movies.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I feel like the books themselves. That is.
I think
Not a pretty good series, at least in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, if you're one to read read books versus watch the movies, if you have a preference. I don't know if I told you to check it out, but I would say if you had a preference and you like reading books, I'd say go with the books for sure.
I would just say if you've got the opportunity to, you know, without like, if someone gifts you the book or something, go ahead, read it. But I don't know if it's good enough that I would say specifically seek it out.
I guess so. Yeah, it's definitely past its heyday.
Yeah.
But read
like Twilight.
Excuse me?
Oh,
Twilight?
sorry, I forgot who I was talking to.
No, I was talking about the movies. I never fuck a Twilight book. I never read the books, but yeah. But watching movies is such a good time, especially if you're under the influence of something. It's so much fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The
EDP situation.
Oh yeah. I've heard very briefly about the EDP situation, but I have not looked into it because I didn't know anything about EDP. I didn't follow him at all. Oh. Apparently, this EDP person turned out to be also a pedophile. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great, fantastic. Love that.
I mean, it's like at that point where you're so jaded.
I know.
You're like,
yeah, and that's something
you hate to see it,
something
but
you really should not be
it.
jaded for.
I know. It's very unfortunate. If you like bad movies, if you love bad movies, if you love getting drunk or high and watching bad movies, watch Twilight.
If you like bad movies, bad books,
you'll love
Enjoy Twilight.
You'll love Twilight.
But I don't know what it was that made me think of this. I think it was just because I was like looking at Discord messages. Yeah. But one of my friend's cats got diagnosed with feline cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah, what kind?
I'm not too sure. They just said the doctor said it was cancer. Or like a cancerous like growth or something. Yeah. And then somebody else, like another one of my friends came into the thing and was just like, "Oh, I hope your cat gets better soon." And I was like, "Baby, that's cancer."
I mean, you never know.
It's possible, yeah. But
what
I just feel like maybe it's not. Maybe I don't know if that's the right thing to say to somebody who says, "Oh, my so and so got cancer. I hope they get well soon." It's just kind of like. Ugh, because I think cancer is just a very like big, scary, daunting thing. True. So it's just kind of like. I feel like it's possible.
They got the right spirit.
Yeah, they got the right spirit for sure. It's the thought that counts.
It's. I don't know. It's like it's better than doing one of those like Facebook things where it's like laughing emojis in the back. It's like my grandma just died. Yeah. So it's better than that. Yeah. So yeah.
Man. Yeah. Sad, but.
That sucks. I always forget that. What other animals can get cancer? It's just dogs and cats, right? It makes you wonder why.
I think anything can get cancer.
I guess, but you don't hear about that with birds. And I know birds are like on the far end of like evolutionary spectrum because birds are not mammals and indeed are I don't know. Oh, rats. Yeah, rats would make I think sense. I guess mammals can. Mammals is the only thing I could think of. I don't know.
Birds can get cancer.
Okay, weird. So I guess a lot more things can get cancer than I thought.
Google what can get cancer.
Google's like I don't think. Well, let me think.
I'm pretty sure like anything that exists can get cancer.
I don't think.
Clams and cockles can get contagious cancer.
It's awful.
Tasmanian devils can get cancer.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Mammals.
Whales do not get cancer. Specifically bowhead whales. But
so maybe not everything. It's weird to think about though.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about. So I was gonna say I don't think I mean, I think trees can have a form. Some trees can have a form of cancerous disease.
Elephants
but...
can't. Or elephants have 20 copies of a tumor suppression gene. Humans only have 1.
Oh.
So they're resistant.
Wow.
Naked mole rats are also resistant.
Wow. What's the... Oh my god. Rufus from Kim Possible Odyssey.
Skin cancer in humans, dogs, and horses have the same genetic changes.
I mean, it's not super surprising. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I thought it was more like universal, like all mammals have it.
Yeah,
Birds
I think it's just
have
kind of...
it, but it's kind of like... But I guess the thing is cancer can be genetic and or environmental. So maybe...
Dinosaurs can get cancer.
Whoa.
Or did have cancer.
I hope they're alright wherever. I hope they don't get. I can't. Wrong with it. Never mind.
Fish.
I was gonna say fish. I think
can get cancer.
fish can get a lot of fucked up things. Actually,
Fish are just kind of fucked up.
They can get that parasite that eats their tongue and replaces the tongue. It's fucked up. So when it opens its mouth, it's just a little parasite sticking out. Very haunting.
What?
We're learning so much.
In a very unusual case, a man infected with HIV was found to also have what appeared to be cancer. Upon closer inspection, it was determined that the cancer cells were actually tapeworm cells.
That's gross.
Apparently, the man was invaded by cells from a tapeworm, and the tapeworm cells began to divide and form tumorous growths. Researchers believe that the man was susceptible due to his extremely weakened condition. So, tapeworm cancer.
Tapeworms is like the one thing I never want to have. I never want to be afflicted with tapeworms. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Very bizarre. I'm gonna look like Sam Winchester from. I'm gonna look like that gay couple from the adoption center.
But yeah, I think I don't know, because even like cancer resistance is like elephants, naked mole rat. Ew.
It has to, because again, I think it plays into the fact that cancer can be genetic. You can be genetically predisposed to cancer, or it can be brought on by environmental factors like radiation or me inhaling asbestos and developing cancer in 30 years. So it's like, I know, like, obviously we hear about it more with humans because we're humans, you know, we know other humans. So, and the fact that we're exposed to so many things that are related to cancer causing, you know, carcinogens basically, maybe we experience it at a higher rate, perhaps because we're exposing ourselves to these things. Because I don't think animals build stuff with asbestos in it and lead and all that toxic stuff.
Well, I guess that would explain cats, dogs, and
because they're also
rats and
exposed
stuff.
to
Yeah.
it's like secondhand exposure. Like,
But then, what about like?
I've heard about that parasite. Really cool stuff. I mean, it'd be freaky if that happened with people. But it's
There's
cool
a fungus
'cause
that does that too,
I
right?
think it's a fungus. No, is that? I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Question: what happens if you eat that ant with the parasite?
Let's find out. No.
I was about to say.
No. Let's not find out. That's horrifying.
I don't know. I feel like if it
can only parasitize ants, I don't think it could. Is it able to do the same with humans? Because we're vastly different.
I feel like
things.
our immune system, given how large we are, would get rid of it before it could like take hold.
You never know. I don't want to be the first one to find out, though. Maybe that's a COVID.
I'm gonna go eat an ant. Hold on.
That was ground zero for COVID-19.
The ant of someone eating one of those
Someone
ants.
eating a parasitized ant. They don't want you to know that, but.
But here on this channel, we found out.
But here we know the truth. Yeah.
But
That sounds awful though. The ant. And also like when they die, like their body becomes like a spore. Haunting. It's just like a Nausicaa. If you like Ghibli movies and you like that ant parasite, you'll like Nausicaa.
It's all about it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you'll like it. It's kind of a lot of that imagery in there. So grasshoppers can drown it out. So then logically...
No, I think the parasite drowns the grasshopper.
But the grasshoppers, except it drowns it out. The grasshopper drowns it out. Are you reading it
No.
the same way I am?
I think it's
It
saying...
does the same to grasshoppers, but it drowns it out.
I think it's saying there's the
Makes
parasite
sense.
that does the same thing to grasshoppers, except instead of just growing out of its head, it drowns it. It drowns the grasshopper.
But wouldn't you say the spore growing out of it is also being kind of like drowned? In
I
a
don't
way.
think so.
Is it like physically drowned in water? Is
Yeah,
that
like
what-
maybe it just like fucking guides them to
Oh.
water, changes their fucking brain chemistry or something.
Yeah, there's another. Sorry, I know we're on the page of parasites. There's that one that infects snails, and it's really creepy. It's kind of haunted.
the parasite brings it to water and then kills the grasshopper.
Oh, okay,
That's
my bad.
weird
Never
that it can
mind.
change its brain chemistry that
That's-
severely.
That's what I was gonna say. There's one with snails that you know how they have little eye stalks.
Mm.
When it's parasitized with a specific parasite, I don't remember what it's called, but the eye stalks swell and light up. They become like beacons. They have like all these flashing colors and shit. And it's because
RGB snail, gamer snail.
yeah, it really looks like glow sticks almost attached to the
That's
snail.
bizarre.
It's so bizarre. But the reason it does that is because that parasite, its end game is to get eaten by a bird. So if it makes the snail super flashy and like noticeable, a higher likelihood is that parasite gets into a bird.
And then it feeds on the bird.
I forget exactly what it does to the bird, but you know, I don't know if it does anything like long lasting, but it does hitchhike on the bird when the bird, you know, like passes it on to, you know, it basically is like a cycle. It just keeps passing it on. It's like an immortal parasite. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucked up that it's just like immortal, basically.
Yeah, it just keeps, like when the, you know, like bird goes to like a new area and like, you know, yeah. I don't know, just shits and like pass through the parasite basically, and then snail comes into contact with that, then it just keeps doing the same thing over and over.
Fucked
And
up.
it's repeat. Yeah, but it creeps me out. The way those snails look. Like if you look it up, it'll make me uncomfortable. Like when we look at Mark Zuckerberg pictures. Yeah.
I don't even know what to look up. Flashy.
Snail parasite. Maybe. Wait, I wanna know if you're looking at the right one. Yeah, it is that one. Yeah, weird. If you watch a video though, they like light up. It's really weird. I didn't know they could do that.
Zombie snail with flashing neon eye.
There you go. Yeah. Creepy, right?
It's so weird that they can just like change colors with it.
Parasites can do a lot once they're in the body.
Yeah, but it's just like why is that function even in the snail in the first place?
Parasite was like,
They're not fucking
I'm
using
about
it.
to profit.
So bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, parasites are really interesting, but oh god. There was that show on Discovery Channel called Monsters Inside Me. Awful. I mean, I kind of wanted it. But I thought it was gonna be a little sexy, if you know what I mean. But
That's a nighttime show.
that was I was tuned in thinking it was gonna be something else, but
And I was scarred for life.
but it was about parasites. Oh, I'm thinking I just unlocked repressed memory. I don't know if I want me to tell you this. It's really gross. We might have to
From
put a
that
content
show?
warning.
From the show?
I remember an episode from that show talking about a very specific parasite that. Oh,
Was it the penis one?
it's not the penis one. It's worse. Or worse to me because I hate roaches.
Oh.
And it's a roach that passes the parasite to you, to people.
To humans?
I think so, if I remember correctly. I don't want to look it up though because I'm too haunted.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm thinking about it and I want to put my feet up now. I don't know if you want me to say it. It's haunted.
We don't
Okay.
have to. We don't have to.
I mean, I can say it. I can explain it, but I will not look at any
Yeah,
videos
just don't look it up.
or
Just don't look it up.
pictures. Because I don't. And I would say look with caution. Because if you don't like roaches, like I don't, you're not gonna like it. But essentially, it is like it's like Aliens, 1979, but for roaches.
What? So
It's
does
like
the
it
tongue?
does the what?
The tongue?
The tongue.
How? The tongue is like also an alien?
No, I mean roaches don't have tongues, so.
That's fair.
But it bursts through the roach,
The roach?
like it bursts through human chest. Maybe that's what they got inspired from.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like a worm thing, and when it getting nauseous. When it bursts through the roach, it's not like, like a little worm, like, like a slow thing. It bursts, like, it bursts out. And that scene in The Thing where he has a little, like, where the husky was the thing, and as it was turning, it had all these, like, weird little spindly, like, tentacles. They were, like, tentacles, but they were all kind of clumped together, and they were all, very thin, like, almost like hair-like. It's not very thick. It looks like that. And people will take videos of, like, that happening. They're like, what the fuck?
Why are they standing there looking at it?
I don't know.
Why are they filming
I
it?
don't know what I would do if that happened to me.
I would run!
Because it's just squirming. It's, like, violently squirming when it comes out of the roach. And I think if it gets on you, I don't know, if it can enter your body...
I think perhaps the worst thing about that is the fact that not only is it doing all of that, which is already disgusting, it's the fact that it's visible by the bare, like, human eye.
You can see it.
Fuck that.
And I will never look it up because it really haunted me.
Did you see it?
But it is. It's a video. Someone had a video and they were like, because they accept, like, real not testimonials. Yeah, I had a tapeworm and it was not good. Like, they accepted, like, home videos and stuff, and people were like, and they had that video, and I remember the narrator was like, you might be wondering what the fuck you're looking at. And honestly, we're all haunted by it. And that's what it looks like. It literally looks like like the worm is, like, violently squirming, shooting out of this roach, and the person was just standing there like, in disbelief, and I was haunted for the rest of my life. I wanted to throw up. I'm nauseous now just thinking about it.
That's awful.
I'm probably not gonna watch the episode of My Strange Addiction, just because I don't know. I have a very, like, not. I don't know. Like, even with hissing roaches that people keep as pets, not for me. I'm sorry. I have a very, like, bad
roach phobic.
phobia. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be
like,
sorry
love
about.
who you love, but I don't like roaches.
Yeah, no. Roaches are not included.
Yeah, roaches are very gross. But that really was the nail in the coffin for me hating roaches. So I was like, if a roach is in my space and did that, came into my humble abode, just to, like, be like, all right.
Time for me to die.
This is for you, Sigourney Weaver. And it just dies and, like, bursts like that. I would lose my shit. I'd probably have to go to therapy again. Yeah, I'm so sorry to describe it. So I think it's better I describe it graphically versus you
seeing
for it.
it. Yeah. Because
I feel like if you see it, you're gonna you're gonna look at the ground. You're gonna think you're seeing it everywhere. Like, I look at clumps of hair, like, dust bunnies, and I'll be like, holy shit, it's the parasite. Yeah. So awful.
Here, the thing is, I would never even let a roach get close enough to me that I would even see it remotely close to my hand.
Yeah,
so there's zero chance of that happening.
I'm sorry, I can't do roaches. I mean, because I've had being a wildlife major and going to a community college that has a zoo, we used to have events where they brought their little hissing cockroaches and were like, you want to give them a little kiss?
Fuck no.
And they were very, like, mild temper. They don't really look like. They look more like beetles to me. So I'm like, they're okay. I won't get close to them. I don't mind hissing roaches, but also they hiss, which is not great. But
things that, like, shouldn't make noise that do, death.
Yeah.
Jail.
Yeah, so I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. Roaches are, like, the one thing that are a hard pass for me. Haunting. And I'm really mad at myself for bringing up that repressed memory because I'm going to think about it. Awful. Just awful. That. Why can't I just, like, not do that? What? If it comes out of the roach, why can't I just be like, all right, just go on its, like, merry way, like a earthworm, like, very slow. Why does it have to burst out with, like, the full force of, like, an alien? Alien thing,
I feel like roaches probably, like, are tough. So I feel like it's probably got to, like, be forceful about it.
But then when it's just wriggling and it's like a mass of just, like, wriggling tentacles.
That I feel like is probably because it is, like, can't survive unless it lashes onto something else.
It really does look like an alien.
Suffering.
It really does look like you're in a sci-fi horror. Oh my god, I'm so glad. I don't think we live in an area where that's common, But it's like
And
roaches
we never
are
will.
roaches are everywhere. You just never know.
I will exterminate.
Don't watch that video before bed. You're gonna haunt. Well, I can't say what you should or shouldn't do. But if you do want to stay up late tonight, then yeah, do that.
I feel like they're, they're a horror buff, so I feel like they'll be
Cool.
fine.
Recommend some horror movies.
Well,
So,
they recommended
some-
me a bunch of like horror games and stuff. I don't know if they are a horror movie buff.
Well, if you like horror movies, my favorite's The Thing. So, as I just alluded to, for reasons that make no sense, because when I encounter a real thing a real life parasite that could be like The Thing, I throw up.
Yeah, I feel like that's the appropriate reaction.
Yeah, but I love. What was that one tweet? My comfort movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, The Thing is just a very oddly. Maybe because I watched it so many times, I'm like, yes, this is horror I can get behind. Yeah. It's just really cool. I love the special effects. I'm always a huge special effects buff. And I love 80s movies, so it just kind of made sense. But yeah, I love The Thing. I was okay about Thing 2011. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's definitely not as good.
That's the one that's like a prequel, right?
Yeah, prequel. It's what happened at the
To
station.
the Norwegians. Or whatever.
Norwegians, yeah, with who's that one hot actress from Birds of Prey?
Oh, Mary Elizabeth Winstead?
Yeah, that's the name. That's the lead. She's the final girl.
For Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, she did a good job in that movie, but I was just like, you just can't beat the original effects. CGI does not feel the same.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know what the video is called.
Just look up, like,
but
I don't know, roach parasite explosion or something.
That's awful. I watched the video, that home video, on a show on Discovery Channel called Monsters Inside Me. So I think if you look up Monsters Inside Me roach clip or roach parasite, that'll hopefully...
Yeah, you'll probably find it.
That'll probably come up. It's awful.
Fuck that, dude.
Awful. Yeah. Yeah. Aliens 2 is good. I did like it better than the first one. I'm just going on. These are the horror movies I like, and they're all science fiction. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow we've, like, managed to stay on, like,
Mhm.
science fiction-ish. Science,
Yeah.
like, fantasy as, like, a leading theme here.
I guess that's the theme for today, guys. No. Science fiction is good. It's good stuff. I'm not talking about Star Wars. Or Star Trek, but that's your thing.
I don't know what well, Annihilation, I guess.
Annihilation is science fiction.
Yeah, I think that's the last science fiction thing that I've consumed.
It's good. I mean, the movie was but the book is kept me up for weeks. Thinking, churning like a thing of butter.
What was that Tumblr post?
What?
Ezekiel's staying up late at night turning a different kind of butter.
Oh,
Have you seen that one?
I think I have. It rings a bell. I probably
Yeah.
have. I've been on Tumblr since 2012.
If I've seen it, guaranteed you've seen it.
Oh no, I've been on Tumblr since 2011. I've definitely seen it.
I don't know what I got on.
Yeah, awful.
It was not great though. Not a great experience.
Well, funny thing is now it is, but you can't make. I don't even think you can make an account anymore. We're all kind of trapped on there.
Are you serious? You have to be able to.
It's a sinking ship, so
Oh, well, yeah,
for
of course.
sure.
But
But
they're not gonna close the ability to make accounts.
Well, I guess not a lot of people are making accounts right now, anyways. But it is the prime time. It is the prime time to be on.
I'm not going back.
That's fair.
You
Well, I can't leave.
You can't make me go back. I'm not going back
Well,
to jail.
unfortunately, I can't leave anytime soon. 200 words to my toddler. I'm sorry. I would look for it to help out because I'm the kind of person that helps out, but I don't know
not
if
that.
I want to.
Not that. Sorry, I'm gonna throw this away.
Maybe try looking at parasite roach then, or roach
Yeah,
parasite.
just look up like roach parasite and then see if you can find anything that fits that description. And
I might
then,
have been exaggerating for all we know, and that thing doesn't exist. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe that was just like a horrible,
Maybe that was a
fever
But
dream.
I could have sworn and I was watching with Diego too. I'll have to ask him
Oh yeah.
and see what he says.
Maybe.
But I swear that's. Ugh, God, cursed, very incredibly cursed. Where's that? Oh yeah, Tumblr. But yeah, churning butter. That's what I
Churning
was
butter.
after I read Annihilation. Good stuff. Very good stuff. I feel like science fiction.
It might be that.
It might be that. Maybe I dramatized it a little bit, but it should be that.
Is Tumblr still like? Does random like anime stuff just come across your Tumblr?
Occasionally, but it's a lot rarer now. And also, it might be the people that I'm following are very shitposty. Yeah,
just because I recently like finished another series after a long time, and now I'm like reading the manga and everything.
Yeah.
And there's characters in there that I'm just like, wow, I know the Tumblr skinny freaks are busting loads over these characters.
But funny thing is ever since the porn ban, guess where they are now? Twitter.
What, the anime freaks?
All the freaky people left because, there's porn ban. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Twitter has to deal with them. Which is kind of
Yeah,
nice.
there's the fucking all those porn accounts that I found the other day, and I was
Yeah.
like, no.
I feel like Tumblr has just become a lot more quiet. Not quiet in the sense that like, shit's going on. I mean, November 5th was probably the most eventful day to date, and that was November 5th, 2020, election day, election week. But it's definitely like more like, you don't get those shitty weird people that are like fucked up, that are like, breast milk mommy necklace lady is gone. The lady who sold her toe to other lady's gone. Hamilton HIV fanfic lady's gone.
Thomas Jefferson Miku binder
is gone.
Fucking, I think Morio's guy left a long time ago.
Oh yeah, so it's been a lot more like, all right, I guess we're just hanging out. No pressure. No ads. No gods.
No ads, no gods, no kings.
Yeah, no capitalism. Really, capitalism has tried so hard to market Tumblr and it's fucking failed. But
I remember that there was all that drama between, or not like between, but surrounding, I guess, like Tumblr user pizza and Tumblr user like sixpence or whatever.
Yeah, sixpence.
Pizza, like.
I told you.
See?
You feel.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
We tried to warn you.
You're gonna be haunted. You're gonna see a single strand of hair on the floor, and you're gonna be like,
ha!
It's.
But yeah, I think pizza was like canceled because I guess they like said the N word or something.
Oh
like,
yeah,
a bunch
pizza
of
was
times.
canceled like 2012.
Yeah, pizza was canceled forever ago, and then Sixpence had like fucking child slaves or something. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It wasn't them personally, but they were like, oh, I'm visiting family, and this little kid that does all the household stuff is.
They just said that.
Yeah,
very bold
and they were like,
them.
hey, it's like a cultural thing. Like I can't like.
What culture? White?
I don't remember. I don't think. I actually don't remember.
It's white culture.
Oh my god, who's a string worm? Okay, if I know what it's called, I can avoid it.
Oh, meter? Gross.
That's why. I guess that's why they come bursting out like a xenomorph almost, because they're so massive. In the video, like, tore the roach in half.
3 feet.
Yeah.
And a roach is like...
It tore the roach in half, yeah. It's like if that was what the xenomorph was,
this is what, like
we would be like split in half.
2 inches.
Right? Yeah.
So 2 inches.
At most. Or not at most,
3 feet, 36 inches.
It's like our intestines, I guess.
18 times the length of an average roach.
Disgusting.
Coiled up in there.
Yeah. So just imagine. I feel like.
Sorry, I keep moving you.
Oh, it's okay. I think if Alien did that route, it would have been a lot more horrifying. Definitely way more gory. I think. Which, I mean, I probably still would have watched it. Yeah. Probably still would have watched it. But yeah, going back to what you were saying. About the thing that you were talking about that I was listening to intently, that I remember what it was, but I don't. If you want to throw me a bone over here, I don't.
Sixpence?
Yeah, there you go. I promise I was listening.
No, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, the last thing that I remember talking about was Sixpence.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, we've lived through the rise and fall of John Green and Cole Sprouse and all that.
Cole Sprouse was such like an interesting thing. Like why I don't know why people got so upset with him about it.
I don't know, but his posts were very like asinine. I was like, why are you?
Well,
I
he
mean,
was
I'm
just
sure
there
he
as
was
like
going
a
through a phase
social
'cause we were
experiment or
all
something.
weird. But it was like not even like a real. It was just like it was a personal thing to see what would happen. And yeah, his posts are very bizarre, and he was talking about reverse racism and stuff. And I was
Oh
like,
no!
all right, goodbye.
All right, wait.
Goodbye. I think he's learned a lot since then, because that was 2011. So
Yeah.
and we were all weird on Tumblr. You know me, I was weird on Tumblr.
John Green was weird on.
John
Tumblr.
Green was really weird on Tumblr. So I was like, I feel like he's not like that anymore. But if you do read his old posts, you're like, okay, shut up, white man.
I think one of the
MJ.
biggest like cultural resets was Timmy Thick. Do you know about Timmy Thick? It was like a
Yeah.
Twitter account of just like this, it all came out to be like a social experiment. So I don't know who this person was, if these were like doctored photos or whatever, but it was like this little white boy who looked maybe like, I don't know, 16, 17 or something.
Yeah.
And just had like a giant ass. Like that was it. Just had like a huge ass and like long nails and whatever, and just was in general very like gay icon or whatever, and it was super bizarre. And then all of a sudden, like the account, the Timmy Thick account, just tweeted out like the account has been terminated. It was like a social experiment run by Harvard this whole time.
Oh.
It was super bizarre.
I don't buy that, but how old is this kid? He looks like a baby.
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
That haunts me. I mean, oh man.
Yeah. So
I don't think I have heard about this, but I don't buy the Harvard experiment thing.
well, okay. So young social media star who amassed thousands of followers with raunchy selfies and provocative video leaves Twitter stunned after claiming it was all a sociological study by Harvard. Timmy Thick started posting on Instagram in 2016 and joined Twitter in May 2017. He now has 40,500 followers on the latter. The social media star, who appeared to be a boy in his teens, promptly acquired a horde of fans thanks to his content. Over the weekend of... when was this written? March 2018. So only a year on Twitter. But over that weekend in 2018, his Twitter account announced Timmy Thick was a 24-month sociological study conducted by Harvard University. We are now complete with our study. Thank you for your time, the tweet reads. And then just vanished off the internet.
That's weird. I do not buy that.
Why not?
Why would Harvard? It doesn't make sense. Not the precious little Ivy League doing weird shit like this.
I mean, I feel like it's possible.
I don't know. I don't buy it. It just doesn't sound very in line.
I mean, it depends on what the It depends on what the...
Oh my god, Nikki.
Yeah.
The pink wig, thick ass, give him whiplash.
Yeah. But it depends on what the study was intended to find, you know?
I don't know. I don't buy it.
Because I feel like it is possible, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the MK movie is, but maybe I did.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, sorry. I have not. Sorry. I do not know what it is. I mean, I have a vague feeling of what it's about, but I have not watched it, so I cannot give any feedback on that.
Oh? Hold on. The latest tweets have appeared on Timmy's timeline departs in tone from his usual messages and has left many users of the platform wondering if the Timmy Thick accounts were really the result of a Harvard study or that of an elaborate hoax. Harvard professor of sociology Jason Beckfield told Babe.net there's no such Harvard study in a response to an inquiry about Timmy. But Harvard,
Hell yeah, I knew it.
Harvard also didn't respond for further comment. So
I don't believe it.
It's possible. It could be a student. It could have just been a student.
It could have just been like, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Who is this man?
So bizarre.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, watch it's been what, 3 years now? Give it like 2 more, and they'll publish a research paper about it.
I don't know.
To meet
I
the
still don't buy
experiment.
it. I'm not by it, but okay. Well, it was very bad. Guess I'm not watching it.
There was a I saw a TikTok yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Very interesting because it was this guy who was just like, how do we know that pi is infinite? You know, what determines if something is infinite or not? Because obviously, if something is infinite, we can't measure it. You know, there's no distinct way of making sure that something that is labeled as infinite is actually infinite. So how do we know that pi is infinite? And I was like, first of all, probably there's a scientific proof out there. However, also consider that because we don't know where the end of something is, we just call it infinite. So isn't it also possible that everything that is infinite actually just has an end, and we don't have like the technological or intellectual advances to determine where the end is?
Yeah, it's like infinite until proven not infinite.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Perks of Being a Wallflower.
There was an end to him too.
That's fucked up. Wait, did Logan Lerman die?
Not yet.
Yeah, I feel like we just call things infinite, you know, until there's proof otherwise. But, you know, until we can get there, then it's like,
Yeah.
infinite, yeah.
And it's like, it's so bizarre to think about that because it's like, it's just, you know?
Infinite?
Yeah, like the idea of infinite is so bizarre because you think about like infinite is literally going on forever, but
Yeah.
then forever also has to end somewhere, right?
Well, we don't know.
Ugh.
Scientifically speaking?
Get a
just
scientist
don't
in
know.
here.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure, but hey, wait a minute, I'm a scientist.
You're a biologist.
I'm a biologist, yeah. I don't know these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's just one of those things that, because technically we can mark, you know, time back, you know, to, you know, the birth of the universe, the Big Bang, Bazinga, if you will. And it's like, roll a d6 for psychic damage. Yeah, so we can mark the beginning, but it's hard to mark the end when you haven't been there yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can't, like, project it, you know? Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It's bizarre because on one hand you've got like chemicals and stuff, you know,
yeah.
just like chemistry things where it's like
chemicals are breathing in.
the chemicals are breathing in.
Wait, what is it? Isn't it the chemicals I'm breathing? Oh, wait.
It's I think
I'm breathing
in the
chemicals.
chemicals.
Ah!
The chemicals are breathing in. We've given them life. Fuck. But yeah, it's like
That's what I said.
the
Enjoy your shower. Sorry.
chemicals and elements and stuff. Like people have determined half-lives of them, and half-lives of them are like thousands and thousands of years old potentially, and some of them are like less than like milliseconds or something. So it's like obviously the earth that we stand on, everything that is created comes from those elements.
I watched Gattaca, I know.
Yeah, so it's like,
oh my god.
Can we not project an idea of when at least the firmest base of life is gonna falter and die?
I don't think
Let's
so.
see.
Because we don't know what other elements are available in the universe. What do you mean?
At least on Earth.
On Earth?
Hey Google, what's the half-life of carbon?
5,730 years. On the website esrl.noaa.gov, they say C has a half-life of 5,730 years. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
But yeah, see, 5,370 years.
Yeah.
So that's the half-life of carbon. That's how long it takes for it to reach, half of its lifespan. So 10,740 would be its full lifespan. So I mean, I feel like the Earth has been around for
Longer than
longer than 10,000 years.
Yeah.
So why haven't we died yet?
Because we keep giving birth.
No, why hasn't the Earth died? Isn't the Earth carbon-based too?
We're carbon-based life forms, but the Earth itself, I think, is
Something
a
else?
little bit different. Not
Probably just like a mixture of a bunch of
probably a
different things.
bunch of elements, and knowing their composition and stuff will determine a different half-life, I think, if there is one, if there's such a thing. Because yeah, we're carbon, but I don't think you can say the same thing about a planet.
Yeah, probably not. But then the flip side of that is consider immortality.
Mm-hmm.
Does immortality all of a sudden erase the idea of an elemental half-life?
I guess it would, because it means lasting
But like,
past the projected half-life, maybe.
yeah, but I feel like, okay, so let's say immortality means that, you know, your soul persists, or like your body persists.
Yeah. Technically, we are.
Because I mean, if you let's say you became a vampire,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like the chemistry of your body would change.
I mean, that's kind of hard to tell because vampires are. I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Let me call my vampire friends. Hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like okay, so let's say a vampire lives for 10,740 years.
Yeah.
The body just fucking disintegrates in the middle of a conversation.
I don't know.
It's just very
They
strange
just
to
make
think
new
about.
vampires. No, but then
But then that's
considered
not them anymore.
But Edward Cullen didn't age.
They
They don't age in the first place. So how what would the carbon half-life come into place?
They
if
don't.
they're not if their cells are not oxygenating, which is what ours do as we grow older and eventually die. If theirs aren't doing that, then there's no reason really to believe that carbon half-life applies to them. Does that make sense?
But then that brings about like a more interesting topic is in which if their carbon-based vessel is not aging, then that means that time is effectively stopped for said vessel.
Yeah.
Which means that likely they shouldn't be able to move, they shouldn't be able to do things because
But they exist.
their vessel shouldn't be if it's not abiding by the laws of time, I don't think it should be able to move.
I don't know, because time is not physical. Does that make sense? Time isn't.
But age
physical.
is.
Age is when your cells are oxidized. But if they're not, then you're not experiencing the physical repercussions of time. Does that make sense?
What happens if a cell isn't oxidized? And,
Ask
like,
a
time
lobster.
passes?
I'm kidding. If a cell is not oxidized, then that cell does not age. But they oxidize at different rates for different people, genetically speaking.
What happens if acid rain touches you?
It's not just our cells oxidizing as well, it's also our telomerase and our DNA. As that gets shorter and shorter, which I'm sure is related to the fact that our cells are oxidizing. If that telomerase doesn't get shorter, then there's no reason to age. Ask a lobster.
I would love to ask a lobster.
Yeah, I hate bringing them out of
Big
water.
pinchy.
They scream. Lobsters scream. It's haunting. You can look that one up. I'd look that one up, but I am a little haunted.
Well, you
by that
boil
too.
that, right? Or just when you take them out?
Yeah, we went to the aquarium, the little mini aquarium on Catalina Island when me and Adrian were there for a senior trip. And the lady was like, "Hey, watch this." And she put on some gloves. And she scooped the lobster. And it was just making this creepy little high-pitched scream. She's like, "Ee!" like that. And I was like, put that back where it came from.
Because I know when you drop them in boiling water, they also scream.
Oh, God, that's haunting.
Yeah.
But yeah, lobsters scream. They're also biologically immortal, so ask a lobster. Because technically, there's also some mushrooms that are considered immortal as well. So, and they're existing and moving through time, So yeah. Very, very
But those
confusing implications here today.
Yeah, very.
My head
There's a lot
hurts.
to think about. Because, I mean, if... I think it would make sense if the lobster is biologically immortal because it's all the way down at the bottom of the ocean where there probably either is not a
Not
lot
always.
of oxygen
Yeah, but not
or...
always.
Well, I don't know, because if you... Lobsters are usually deep sea, right?
Not always, no. What? When you
Where
go
are
lobster, when you go, they can be. I think there's different kinds of lobsters. You can find them in different parts of the sea. I think.
But it's usually like
I don't know. I don't think it's that deep
a
sea.
good dive.
Maybe.
A dive to the point where you like would need gear to like
Maybe.
be down there. I feel like
I don't know. My only experience with this is Discovery Channel when they had that one show where the
Monsters In.
no, I wish no. It was about following a crew that did deep sea crabbing. You know, it was whack. I was like, I didn't not expect the drama. They had this whole like months long standoff between like maybe it's a different crew I'm thinking about with a Japanese crew on a ship who was hunting for whales, and they were like, I mean, you technically aren't gonna do it in these waters because it's poaching, so we're gonna have to fight. So they would literally shoot like their harpoons at their
Oh my
boat.
god.
They would throw like different varying levels of explosives onto their boats. They would cut the lines on the whales and shit, and I was like, this is insane. This is not what I signed up for.
International waters are a very, very bizarre thing.
Yeah, I didn't know they fight like that though. I was like, holy shit, no wonder.
Pirates.
Yeah, I guess pirates. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because like...
Sorry, went on a tangent there.
No, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Because, like, if a cell is not being oxidized but oxygen is present around it, then is it just purposely not taking in that oxygen? Is it not taking in anything from the outside?
Technically, I have cells right now that aren't oxidizing. That makes sense? They're not all oxidizing at the same time, and they're not all oxidizing 100% at the same time. Does that make sense?
But
so,
then,
like,
but if we're talking about vampires not aging, then that would mean that none of their cells oxidize ever.
I'm a vampire, that's fine.
Part vampire.
Yeah. Yeah, none of the cells are oxidizing ever, I guess.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense.
So then it's just not taking in anything from the outside. And they don't eat either, so they're also not providing nutrients.
Blood. So I don't know. They drink blood, that's something, but I don't know. It's hard to say with like a fantasy thing. I'm trying to think of it in the scope of what we talked about.
I will dismantle vampire society.
We should watch What We Do in the Shadows. The last thing we need are Christians in this house.
It's just like there's so many questions unanswered, all brought about by the concept of infinity and the fact that infinity might be finite.
Yeah, we just don't know. So who knows? I don't know.
Bring me a vampire.
If you think about it, everything as far as we know is kind of infinite, you know? What?
What do you mean?
Just like the whole idea of like stars, the composition of stars billions of miles away composes hemoglobin. And that's what's in our blood, right? So it's like stuff just recycles all the time.
But is that
in the universe? And
is that infinite?
In a way, because the universe keeps expanding, but is it making more material to keep being recycled is the question, I guess.
It's the question of conservation of mass. You can't just create and you can't just remove. It has to use what's already there.
And I think everything...
Does the universe which created that law abide by said law? I
think when we theorized the Big Bang Bazinga happened, when the Big Bazinga happened...
The Big Bazinga.
When that happened, I think the theory is that all the material in the universe was put into existence at that moment. Nothing new is created from that moment on. Does that make sense? So it's just gonna keep being on recycled indefinitely or until we figure out when the end is. So I guess if we figure out if the universe is making new shit, new I don't know. But there's just so much like mass in the universe that to us, I guess, yeah, it feels infinite because there's just so much that can be used over and over and over again.
But I feel like it's still...
That makes sense?
It does.
But then it doesn't make sense, like, how did it come from nothing? I think that's what NASA and everyone else that works in that field is trying to figure out. Every other astronomer and astrophysicist.
Yeah, because you can trace it all the way back down to even before the thing that exploded that made the Big Bang.
Bazinga.
The big bazinga.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're trying to figure out. Like, if that could happen, who's to say it couldn't happen again, or keep happening? Or maybe it's been happening and we just don't have the science to
if we
find out,
mass needs to be redistributed into other things, but it needs to conserve that same amount of mass and everything, right? So if we break that down into a microcosm of sorts of plants or something, plants and soil, then it's you've got soil, it's got all these nutrients in it, you plant a bunch of things, and it takes those nutrients, and those nutrients go into the plants, but the soil now has less nutrients because it went into the plants. Then the plants are eaten, or, harvested, eaten by people or animals or whatever, and now those nutrients and those plants are now in the animals and the people that ate it.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that the soil is just left with no nutrients, and it's not going to get those nutrients back because it's not like people are going to come back and poop in the dirt over there.
But most people are buried. And when animals die, they just die in dirt, They're not buried.
Fuck, right.
Yeah. I mean, we could be cremated, but still that stuff does go out, of the body, and the ashes and the smoke.
So it does all just... Oh my god.
We didn't know? Did you know?
No, I just forgot that people die.
You didn't watch... Did you watch Full Metal Alchemist? No.
Yeah, I just forgot that crucial bit of the cycle.
Yeah, everything is recycled. Everything.
That's so bizarre.
Literally no, part of you will not be used on something else on this planet.
But I feel like even if we're, pushing it that far, there's still that element of something being lost along the way.
The soul?
Well, I meant, a physical, mass thing.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? At all?
Nothing lost, no.
Because even if you plant something and it takes the nutrients from the soil into the plant, and then that plant dies or is replanted or whatever, I feel like something gets lost along there because there has to be some kind of waste, right?
No, I don't think so. Every single thing I think is used. Because it's like saying when someone's cremated, it doesn't go back, but that person's still a pile of ashes. That person was smoke. That makes sense. That still goes somewhere. You gotta put the ashes somewhere at some point, even if it's an urn for 50 years, and God forbid, fast forward to just dystopian future, and that urn is it's just decrepit and falling apart, and then the ash kind of returns.
Fucked up idea, but what if you know how people scatter the ashes to the ocean or whatever? Yeah. What if a fish eats those? Yeah, the fish eat those, and then they get caught, and then eat it, and then...
Yeah.
Somebody's eating the ashes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mobile, welcome to the stream. We're doing all right.
We're not high, I promise. No.
Yeah, we're having
high in my life.
A discussion.
Yeah. But yeah, all of it's recycled. Because what would be lost? What are you thinking would be lost when someone dies? I think.
Well, I don't know. There's always just in chemical reactions and stuff.
Yeah.
There's always something that's not produced into.
It's converted into something though.
It's
always.
converted into something, yeah, but it's not always something that is quote unquote permanent or fully used in the final result.
Yeah.
Exothermic or endothermic reactions where they just sit and then it exudes this heat, but the heat is not used in the reaction at the end. It just goes and then it's gone.
Yeah, we should have called this the nature stream.
Yeah, I don't know what we've been on this whole time.
Yeah, sorry. Just in a bit of a rant, we started with other things, but I don't think anything would be lost. Because if you bury a person, all that's used, all that's put into something else. Whether it's like the ground, the decomposers, and that's used by other things. It just keeps being used. So I don't think anything would be lost physically. Because like your bones, your muscles, your sinews, your organs, your everything, your hair, nails, skin, eyeballs, that's an organ. That's all,
That's a very good point.
yeah, that's all used up. And I think chemical reactions, I feel like, while it may seem surface level that something is being, lost, it's still going somewhere. It's still given off as heat or maybe converted into something else.
But heat is not something that can be measured like quantitatively.
Not really, but it's still something that's being converted into. Yeah, like when stuff is burned, the smoke, that's
But that's
something.
smoke. That's not heat. Smoke is a tangible
heat.
thing.
It's heat and smoke coming off of that thing. But some people argue like, oh yeah, smoke, whatever. It's not a physical thing. It's not solid. I can't grab it. I can't touch it. But that's still what that was.
But there's soot. You put your hand in it, it turns black. There's something carried in the smoke.
Yeah.
But heat is something else, though. I feel
Not
like heat just like
necessarily.
happens and then it disappears. And it's not like you can harness that for anything else.
It dissipates, but it's still out there. It's still in our space, in our universe. It still exists as something. Does that make sense?
I guess the question is then, like, what is heat? Is it just air being pushed out at a higher temperature? Or is it, like, actively, like, an actual thing?
It's definitely not like an element. Ugh, not the fifth element.
H.
Bruce Willis, no. It's not an element in the way that we can quantify it, but heat is still quantifiable. Does that make sense? Like, it's still, in chemistry, it's still...
Yeah, there's, like, measurements for heat
like
and
specific
everything.
heats and all that good stuff, all the kelvins and the
Yeah.
Celsius and Fahrenheit. It's still quantifiable, and heat is like, heat doesn't come from nothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't get heat from nowhere. It has to be like made, it has to be created. So I think heat is still, when you do a chemical reaction and something is converted into heat, that's still something. That's still technically like, oh, now it's gone, disappeared, done,
Yeah.
lost.
I think what I'm trying to get at is that it's massless. Heat is massless.
Mhm.
And so if you do a chemical reaction with two masses and it produces heat as a result of that reaction,
Yeah.
then your end result will, if it has less mass,
Mm-hmm.
then does heat have mass, or is that just excess that was burned off and quote unquote wasted?
I don't think heat has mass.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But it's still considered, I mean, yeah, I guess it is considered waste because it's not something physical. It's not something there that you can use now. It's kind of gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's different from saying like, all gone, done, nothing, never existed, done, gone, just kind of popped out of nowhere. You know? Or that specific chemical ingredient, you know, I don't know. Those 20 grams of sulfide, they're gone. Never existed. But I'm like, technically, no.
It's
that's
just
still,
there in the reaction now.
Yeah, it's just was there to catalyze a reaction, is heat now. Yeah. This is what I'm trying to say. This is a very hard discussion, but I guess what I'm trying to say is nothing in this universe is ever like gone or wasted. It's always being upcycled into something else. Gotta watch Gattaca, it'll all make sense. No?
I think this is just very interesting because you're coming from like a biological perspective, where like, you know, you've learned all this stuff, and I'm coming from philosophy perspective, where I'm just like,
sorry, I don't mean to come from like a
no. I'm glad that you are, but it's just like, I don't know. This all stems from the idea that the infinite can be finite.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's this grand definition of things being infinite, going on forever, living for as long as like the time is for living for as long as time is perceivable, perceptible, you know?
Yeah.
So it just goes on for forever. However, until the point that like until the point that like time is no longer perceivable, like I guess things that go on for forever will have an end, because either the vessel that carries it is going to stop being able to carry it, or because that thing itself will stop being able to exist, will stop being able to subsist on itself or whatever it subsists on.
Well, yeah, that's when you get into like the weird territory of Iron Giant and the concept of the soul, and how is that, you know, what is a soul? Is it quantifiable? Is it mass? Like, what makes a soul? Is it immortal? Does it only last until you die? And then where does it go?
There was like there's a story that goes around. I've never actually bothered looking in to see if it's like, you know, a real thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a thing where they said that like scientists were recording a dog and just like generally doing, you know, research on it. And then it passed away. And then as it passed away on the scale, it after a time got lighter. And people were like, oh my god, it's the soul, it's the soul. The soul left the body, so the body got lighter. And I was thinking about the other night, I was like laying in bed, and I was like, I think that was just rigor mortis.
Yeah.
Because I think like if you're just like dead weight on something, like it'll be heavier, but as you like stiffen up, like it gets a little bit lighter.
Maybe.
So I think it was, I think I
read about that too.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think the soul.
There's a lot of interesting
I don't know what's going on here,
guys. No I'm kidding. We don't need to say tapeworms. I do agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't like the idea of tapeworms.
Parasites, I don't think need to be saved, because parasites generally, the idea of a parasite is negative.
Is bad.
Yeah.
And it usually ends in killing its host. So.
Yeah. So, parasites, bad. Everything else, fine, acceptable.
Unless it's invasive. No.
Well,
Which depends on where you live. Where you're from.
Because even an invasive has a home.
Yeah. Even
So.
invasive came from somewhere where
Yeah.
it's not invasive.
Mhm.
And invasives are different from non-native too, which a lot of people confuse. But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, then you come into that weird soul territory, and you're just like, well, what's that? You know, that's like the one thing. It's the fifth element. No, it's the one thing we don't have any measurements or anything quantifiable that we don't know where that comes from, you know, or where it goes. It's just there, and it's in everything.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So maybe that's what you're thinking of. Maybe that's finite, or maybe it's finite, or maybe it's not. You know, I guess it's just so hard to tell when you just don't know, or don't have like.
I think everything will have a definitive end at some point, but the fact.
Maybe it's
that,
heat death.
Yeah.
Well, that goes somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything has like an end, and I feel like it's. Even though it's maybe not going to be perceived by human eyes or be something that isn't like known to humans, I feel like infinite is a concept that cannot be supported, like, you know, all the way to the end, because I feel like anything infinite is finite.
Well, we don't know. We just don't know.
I stand by that. I don't know either, but that's what I believe.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't know about that one. Simply because.
Let's see. When you die, your intestines start to eat your body up. I don't think that's true.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
But maybe.
It could be interpreted that way, but I don't think that is actively what's happening.
I mean, we're decomposing.
Yeah, you're decomposing, and.
Well, look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you decompose, and then, like, your stomach decomposes, your acids leak out, and then it melts the rest of your fucking body and stuff, but I don't think your intestines are eating your body.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
You're gonna check it out. We're looking it up, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, Siri was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, I guess, are we digesting ourselves? Is that the inquiry?
I don't think that's possible unless there's a hole in your stomach. Yeah. Okay. So it's just it's a different way of interpreting it because you decompose because of the bacteria and the enzymes in your body.
Yeah.
And as you start to break down, there is more of that, which means you decompose more and faster.
Yeah.
So that's it. But it could be interpreted as your body is eating itself.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately,
What a
it's
way to go.
Yeah, it's.
I bore myself.
Yeah, I feel like. Well, if we go back to vampires,
Yeah.
they have those in them, right?
How do we know?
Well, that's fair. But if we assume that they do, and their cells are not oxidizing and not replacing themselves and not, going through that growth cycle, then wouldn't they just fall apart? Does that mean that they just don't have bacteria and enzymes in them?
Maybe not.
How do they shit?
When you're dead, there's a signal, something like a signal in your body that signals the enzymes and bacteria to start decomposing, right? So if you're not
I just figured that they were kind of always doing that, and then the cells in your body were just, refreshing themselves.
I don't know. If you're already death and dying, though, if you're already eternal death, then maybe.
I guess that's true. Yeah, a vampire is dead.
Yeah, it's technically already dead. So, but maybe it's once it's a vampire, it stops oxidizing, so it never sends a signal to decompose. Yeah.
So maybe the switch is.
What a morbid discussion.
So maybe the switch is your brain. Like as you're alive, it's like I'm doing other things. I'm not gonna decompose my arm as I reach for this jar of milk.
Yeah, those are zombies, babe.
Yeah, but then because zombies don't have brain function.
Yeah.
They operate solely on survival and stuff. So I feel like that's a stable guess as to what's going on there.
Using fantasy stuff, I don't know.
And science, yeah. Fantasy. See, we're back at it.
Yeah, but the thing that always creeped me out whenever I read about it and news and stuff was when, I'm sure you've heard of stories like this, I'm sure everyone has, but when families have a member in the hospital that doctors have said is brain dead, but they don't want to pull the plug. Have you heard about that? Things like that?
I think so.
I remember one family, their daughter was in the hospital, all hooked up to all these machines, right? A respirator, just everything, just making up for all the bodily functions that she couldn't do. And they were like straight up, your daughter, we deemed her brain dead. And they're like, well, no, she can't be dead, so we're not gonna pull the plug. And I'm like, but then, it doesn't make sense to me, If she's brain dead, but still, I don't know, exhibiting some kind of very basic, function of body, I think that's possible in some cases, especially if there's a machine hooked up to you. For example, you feel, a heartbeat or something like that. But it's still considered brain dead, and it's you still pull the plug, I guess, is what those families are asking themselves, and most of the time they won't because they don't want to, let go of that family member.
Yeah. I don't know. I know people can wake up from comas and stuff, and some people suffer brain damage from that. But you can't come back from being brain dead, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, because at that point you're just...
There's no brain activity, even though maybe there's stuff still working in your body for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Most likely.
But as soon as if you pull the plug, then they die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's a very interesting question of what is...
It's an ethical question too. It's what do you do? Can you bring your daughter back from that?
Yeah.
If the doctors already said she's brain dead.
And I think it's... that begs the question of what does it mean to be dead? Is it when you're brain dead, or is it when your body stops working?
I guess most people would say it's when your body stops working.
Yeah. But then it's
if you can't come back from being brain dead, you might as well.
Are you truly alive if your brain is not functioning?
Mm-hmm.
Even if your heart is pumping, even if blood is running through your veins and stuff, if you cannot think and move and do things for yourself with the power of your own brain without machines, are you still alive?
Yeah. Spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Very morbid. I would definitely want someone to pull the plug on me. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm ever on the plug for whatever reason, just tell him to pull the plug on me. Even if I'm savable, just tell him to pull the plug.
No. If you're savable, I'm especially not gonna pull the plug.
Yeah, we had to put him on temporary life support because he has a couple broken ribs and is a little concussed. So I think it was safer for us to put him on life support. Just pull the plug. All those things are curable. Just pull the plug. He actually woke up.
That.
I just got a page that he woke up. Pull the plug.
Gun.
Pull the plug.
Yeah.
Pull the plug or I will.
Yeah, no, I would not do that. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like really tough in the situations. Because I get why you don't want to. I really understand like why families don't want to pull the plug.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Especially if like, I feel like you delude yourself too, thinking like, oh, there's a heartbeat still. Or maybe they're still breathing.
There's always that what if voice.
Yeah, and then it's like, what if I pulled the plug and they would have come back? But I really don't think, I have to look it up, but I really don't think you can recover from being brain dead.
I feel like you can't either, and if you do, you're going to suffer a lot of brain damage.
There's those are freak accidents when people say, I was dead for 3 minutes, and that's when...
That's something else, though.
Were they deemed brain dead, though? They were deemed
no, I think they're literally dead.
No? Oh.
Some people literally will their body ceases to function for a few minutes and then they come back.
Oh, but then does that mean the brain stopped functioning?
No one can recover from brain death.
Okay. No,
if the clinician has any doubt as to whether there can be even minimal recovery, brain death is not declared. A determination of brain death means that the patient has died. Brain death is irreversible.
Okay. Well, watch me.
Takes the brain, shakes it.
It's got all dust.
Don't spit on the brain, please.
He's alive. No. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah. I mean, at that point, you're, God.
I feel bad. It's like that's a corpse there.
Yeah, I feel bad for what I'm about to say, but at that point, you're wasting money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're keeping this person in the hospital, using up resources, using up like life support and stuff. You're spending all this money on somebody that's not gonna come back.
Yeah.
And it's like even if by some miracle of the universe, of God, of whatever deities you believe in, even if by some miracle they manage to come back and like open their eyes, the lights are on but nobody's home. They're not gonna live like a fulfilling life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, and I understand that some people would be like, oh, but if I pull the plug, their heartbeat stops, and that means I killed them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no.
There's paperwork you gotta sign.
Yeah. And they're like they were already dead.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be able to register
essentially
this.
A corpse.
Yeah. It's ethics is a very difficult subject for reasons like this, but if you look at it from a purely logical perspective, you have to.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
If I ever go to the hospital, tell them to put me on life support so you can pull the plug.
I will not.
Fine, I'll do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
Sir, we can't pull the plug if you're not even on the plug. Pull me on it and then pull it.
But there's
Sir,
nothing
you have a
attached
paper
to you.
cut. Pull it.
Okay. Takes out light.
Take somebody else's out.
Takes out like a light socket. Do you feel anything, or are you feeling kind of weird?
Puts a fork in it.
TikTok drops. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Ethics is a very strange thing, full of very bizarre situations and ideas and configurations of patterns and whatnot. But
yeah.
It ultimately just comes down to what you think is right in that moment.
Yeah.
1,000 people could tell you one thing, and if you feel another way, do it your way. Who cares?
Yeah, that's what I said when I bought those sunglasses.
Which ones did you buy? The racist ones?
The racist ones. Racist sunglasses?
Wait, are we talking about the ones that you sent me?
They were racist?
Yeah, there were ones that I said looked racist.
Which ones? Oh, I don't remember that. was like, why are my boobs on there? Sorry, everyone. They're racist?
Oh, never mind.
They look racist?
I think I was thinking about these, but I had like forgotten that these were not like
Racist?
reflective. Because if these were like reflective lens, they would look like the racist sunglasses, you know?
No, I don't know racist sunglasses.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, I got those ones. Oh,
Which
never mind.
ones?
Well, it'll be hard to explain without the picture in front. Racist sunglasses?
These.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Right.
If they were reflective like that, they would look racist.
They're not reflective. None of
Yeah.
them are.
So we're good.
Yeah.
But you see, now you see what I mean, right?
Yeah,
Racist
see-
sunglasses.
But I can't believe you thought I would buy racist sunglasses.
Well, that's why I was worried.
But I would buy them. Oh. Yeah,
Maybe
sorry.
don't refer to people as women. Just I think that's a
Wait,
good little,
lit? I don't know.
literally, yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. It's, yeah, pictures.
Yeah, no. Pictures. But
It was actually, it was SFW. I was
yeah,
covered.
very SF.
I just had a stain on my shirt. That was it.
Just kidding.
Well, that wasn't safe for work, but, you know.
But I don't know. What disease am I scared of?
Rabies is scary,
Rabies is.
I think. Because of
Listen,
shots.
people on Tumblr did it. I think it's fine.
No. No.
I'm gonna get rabies just for fun.
No. Rabies.
I
I don't know. Just any disease is not great.
Yeah,
I
any
think.
disease is
Any
pretty
disease
bad, I
is
think.
pretty bad, I think.
like I want to say cancer, but that's just because cancer's like the big bad.
Yeah.
But like so is like HIV and whatever.
Yeah, I guess HIV. But HIV turns into AIDS, so I guess AIDS.
Maybe like a I don't know, an STD. Because I wouldn't be able to have sex anymore.
Well, most STDs are curable. Right? Like, the only one I'm thinking
I
of is
guess
HIV.
now,
Yeah.
Wow,
We
incredible.
have vaccines and stuff for a lot of STDs, I feel like. Oh, I have a funny story, but maybe it's too much.
Ooh.
Too much to share.
I'm gonna stretch and go use the restroom.
Okay. Stretching. Big stretchy.
Big pinchy.
Big pinchy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's not a specific disease.
Yeah, I guess HIV or cancer,
Mhm.
but I feel like that's like everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. HIV is scary because it can become AIDS, and once it develops into AIDS, that's almost like a death sentence. So definitely either not great. What else though? I mean, I don't know. Just any disease is not good, not great. I don't think, not for me for sure. Yeah, rabies are bad. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you do get the shots, and I think they're more effective today than they were back then in like the 80s and 90s. But yeah, rabies just doesn't sound very great. I guess. Ooh, one disease I definitely never want to get is the prion mad. Wait, let me find it. I need to remember the name.
What?
Oh, thanks. Thank you for letting me charge. Okay, so there's a really freaky thing called it's called mad cow disease. And I don't think I ever want to get that because it is passable from cattle to humans. And essentially what happens is it's a brain disorder. And humans can get this by eating the meat of a cow that had this disorder. And when it passes on to us, it's called Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, and ultimately leads to dementia and death. And the condition is rare because, get this, it's like cancer, but not. It's the proteins in your brains becoming prions and it's really fucked up because it just happens out of nowhere.
What is a prion?
Prion, it's when normal prion protein found on the surface of cells becomes abnormal and clump in the brain, causing brain damage. But it's fucked up to me because, like cancer, it just happens. There's like, the protein is just like, okay,
Wait,
I'm gonna be fucked up now. And then that's it. You get, if you eat the cow that had that, it's Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. And I really don't want that to happen. I know it's rare, but I feel like, you know, I eat beef occasionally, so there's a chance of getting that. I don't know.
When I was in college in my dorm, I ate beef so much that I just got like tired of it because like I was working at Whole Foods at that point, so I was like friends with the people in the meat department.
Yeah.
And so they would give me just like cuts of meat and stuff, and sometimes I would just like buy it, and I would be like, "Fuck yeah, dude, beef steak." Oh. And then I like after I moved back here, I was like cooking steak and stuff and like meat, and then I ate it, and I was like, this no longer feels like a luxury. This is just a pastime now.
Mm-hmm.
Same with baked chicken.
Yeah, I think there are other ways you could enjoy chicken that are not baked.
Yeah, but we ate baked chicken a lot because we were sticking to like a very strict diet of like baked chicken and rice because it's like the leanest protein and then carbs and stuff.
I could never.
It was so boring. Like we spiced it up like so many different ways. But...
I mean, you just have to not eat beef. That's the thing.
Yeah, just don't eat beef.
But yeah, I don't eat. Honestly, most of my protein is like fish and chicken, just because it's like what I lean towards. But like in top.
Lean.
Oh yeah, lean towards. But tacos, man, it has to be like.
Yeah.
Pastor, which I know is carne asada, pastor, lengua, which you know, beef and pork.
Still need to try it.
Pastor?
Lengua.
Yeah, that's so good.
Could you get mad cow disease if you ate lengua?
Maybe. Because it says if you're eating the cow, you don't only eat the brain of the cow, right? So I'm assuming it starts in the brain and becomes just so widespread because all the proteins are
just
like
through flesh.
Fucked up time, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's definitely one thing I don't want to get, and something I feel like, I hope I didn't jinx it. There's not any wood to knock on in here. What? Is this wood? Oh.
Okay.
What?
I don't know if that counts as knocking, but sure.
I tapped on it.
Papped it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But,
That's fake.
yeah, I was gonna say, I wasn't sure.
Oh, there's wood over there. It's on the lamp.
Oh, yeah.
That's
cool.
actual wood.
Okay, cool. Then I might knock on that a bit. But, yeah. Mango is so good. So yummy.
Yeah, if we go to Vallarta later for juice, maybe we'll get like a taco with it or something.
Oh, we don't have to go for juice.
You said you wanted it though.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You want me to pull up the receipt?
No. Alright, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, everyone. Good night.
Vallarta juice does sound kind of tempting if you want to get some later.
Oh, you want to get? Yeah.
No, you.
You said
No. But I'm reading the text
it.
that you sent.
Okay,
to me.
cool. All right.
No,
yeah.
I don't want it, but I'll take.
Everyone witnessed it on stream. You said it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
You said it.
I didn't say shit.
You just did.
Nope.
I recorded it. I'm recording at all times, just in case.
Uy. You break a wire.
I am. These are wires. Why do you think yours looks like that?
It's a permanent walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Imagine.
It is.
But yeah, I don't know. Cancer and HIV, I feel like, are the big ones, but that's just because they are scary. So everyone's scared.
Guys, we're so dumb. The one disease I don't want to get is COVID-19. I just ascend.
Well, I've gotten vaccinated, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Vaccinated too.
Did Haley get her second one? Haley got her second one?
This Tuesday.
This Tuesday. Oh, she's gonna be out.
Well, she's getting Moderna. Yeah, so maybe.
Oh, she got Moderna?
Well, I wasn't out though.
You go fuck yourself, that's why.
Yeah. You want to fuck me so bad, it makes it look stupid.
Someone actually said that for Pfizer, the better your immune system is, the harder you get hit with it. And I was like, that's so weird.
Oh,
How do
maybe
you
that's
quantify
why.
Yeah, because I don't get sick for shit.
There you go. It all makes sense. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe it's because like it. If you have a better immune system, maybe you'll fight it. You'll try to fight it harder.
Maybe.
And your body's like, oh, down for the count. But my body got it and was like, come on in, like, welcome.
But when I get like sick normally too,
Actually,
like
I'm not even-
it just hits me really hard. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Maybe. I have a mediocre. And mine's not shitty, but it's mediocre for sure because it's just very tied, very integral to my emotions, I guess. Which is why I'm not depressed I didn't get into grad school. Or I'm trying not to be.
We got one more.
Mm-hmm. One more. Oh. One more, but...
We'll see.
We'll see. Oh! Sorry. That's my ligament. It's my bones. Oof.
Nightbot spams the same message every 15 minutes.
Oh.
What can I do? You know, I programmed it that way. If I figured 15 minutes was a good enough time. Yeah. Long enough time.
Mm-hmm.
My chest is not active enough, so it seems like it's very common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe that's why. But yeah, maybe I'm just built different.
Maybe.
COVID vaccine was like, oh, but you're so sexy. Never mind.
Yeah, someone, the person that I followed that said that was like, oh yeah, I have like 5 papers due. I'm getting my second shot tomorrow. I've got 5 papers due next week. And I have like a date or something coming up too. And I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And then they were like, yeah, I've got oranges. I've got 2 Target brand Pedialytes. I've got like a bunch of other stuff and 4 Bang energy drinks. And I was like, that's not going to help you. That's going to make you worse. Don't drink those.
Probably. Well, I was probably got through the papers.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But you're going to feel like
yerba.
shit.
Drink some yerba.
Yerba mate.
Yeah. So
Made
good.
with a yerba.
Okay.
Is this cum?
Takes a can and is like, alright, well, I guess I'm gonna figure it out as we go.
Cum flavored yerba.
Oh. I don't like that. Remember, I didn't start drinking yerba until Davis, which I thought was funny. So I was like, I'm gonna try it, because our coffee house sells yerba, hot, like tea.
In a cup?
In a cup. And I was like, ooh.
I started drinking that like Guyana brand yerba mate when I was working at Whole Foods because they had a peach one. You know me, I'm a simple man. I see peach, I buy.
Yeah,
So-
I just ordered. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I was drinking it, and then they fucking removed it. Pulled it off the shelves. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And every time I saw one of the yerba mate reps, I was like, hey, do you know if you're going to bring back the peach one anytime soon? And they're like, oh, it should be on the shelf. And I'm like, I fucking work here. It's not. It's not on the shelf. And he was like, oh, I'll try to find out for you then. And then just, like, they never brought it back. And then I quit. And then I was like, what am I supposed to do? You just pull the peach yerba mate to spite me.
Pull the plug on peach, sounds like.
Beep, beep, beep.
But yeah, that was the first time I ever tried yerba.
I don't think I've ever had, like, brewed yerba.
Because you haven't gone to Mate Conmigo. So sad.
We will, eventually, I'm sure.
It's been 4 months. 5, actually. We went in October for the first time.
Is it closed right now?
No.
Yeah.
The owner, I was like, it's kind of a MILF. She's very an attractive older woman.
We'll go eventually.
But it's been 5 months. We're never going at this point.
We will. We just need to remember it next time we're planning something for brunch.
It doesn't have like food, but it does have like a lot of sandwiches and empanadas.
That's fine. What brunch-worthy meal? Which reminds me, I was gonna just cancel the Lazy Dog thing because we used your gift card, right?
We did.
Yeah. And I don't really care for getting their next little beer thing, so I'm just gonna cancel it.
Oh man, I was craving their chicken walnut cranberry salad the other day. I was like, should have ordered that last time.
If you want, I can just keep it until because I'm probably gonna get a new code in May Which is only like a few days.
No, it's
So
fine.
you just get a new code, and then we can use it for that, and then I can cancel it.
No, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ordered. Speaking of peach, though, I ordered peach creamed honey from our Nebraska and Iowa native tribes.
Peach cream honey?
So it's like honey, but it's like it looks like butter almost. It's spreadable, and they do flavors. So I picked peach. And I was like,
Culture.
I really love. I don't know, something about. There's a high with supporting like goods made from people who've been living on that land for generations.
Because it's not capitalistic.
Yeah, I was like, I'll support this tribe I'll buy their honey goods anytime. Yeah, they also do gift baskets. Don't know why I said that. Hey, sponsor us, Iowa tribe.
Where from Nebraska?
Nebraska to Nevada. So there's different areas. I think if I remember correctly.
That's far.
Yeah.
I don't actually know where Nebraska is.
It's
Sounds about right.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, good stuff. Really good stuff. Surprised. I didn't even know. I never had cream honey before, so I'm excited to try that out.
I didn't even know that was a
all
thing.
about. I've seen it before in other places. It kind of looks like Manuka honey. If you know Manuka, or it's like it looks like that consistency. I mean, I have to try it first to really know. But I honestly just check them out because I remember they also made honey-based chapstick, and I ran out of chapstick, so I was like, cool.
Burt's Bees.
Yeah, but not. What?
Who's that?
What?
You hear that?
Hear what?
Weird.
What was it? Something fall?
No. It sounded like somebody was like spraying water against like the wall or something.
I didn't
You
hear
hear that?
anything. No.
Weird.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Who knows? Sorry.
I sneezed.
I was
I
just hearing
tend to
things.
like sneeze. I don't see anything out of place. I don't know.
I don't know what that was. But I think we'll be done for now today. For
Sure.
here. We've
All good to go.
carried a lot of conversations. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes.
We do.
Yep. That's
Hell
it.
yeah.
There's your answer. But
stretch off screen.
stretch off screen. I'll stretch off stream. But thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, Tame Games Twitch, for the follow and the host. And thank you for all the channel points redemptions. And I'll see you all tomorrow.
Sorry
and
for traumatizing you twice. I'm really sorry. Didn't mean to.
we warned you, and
Didn't
yet you
mean
did
to.
it.
I gotta put a content warning that I'm gonna talk about a lot of fucked up things that people are not gonna like. So
It happens. That's
Yeah.
me streaming normally.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'll see you all. Let's see. Tomorrow, and then we'll see you guys next week.
Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah.
Next Sunday. We'll
So-
be back.
Thanks for tuning in, and
Thank
I'll see
you.
you all later. Bye.
Bye.